Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Now, the name of this lesson, hey, this is going to be a good one, in my personal opinion, man, because this is always a very important topic to go into, man. Alright, because you got certain guys out there, like a few honorable mentions would be, of course, I have to throw in there Andrew Ashby right at the start. Because that damn demon, I remember, I want to say maybe a year ago around this point, I was going back and forth with him over this subject, man, about, the whole, marriage thing in the scriptures. Alright, because he's saying that, because I said that sex is marriage when a man takes a woman, right? Just like the example, what is that? Genesis 24 and 67, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong with that, because I haven't brought up those scriptures for a while, but when you read about Rebecca, right? When Isaac took Rebecca to be his wife, the scripture says he took her into his tent and she became his wife. Now, my question was there some kind of pastor or preacher in there to pronounce Isaac and Rebecca husband and wife? No, there was not. Now, his argument was there was, if you read up in a chapter, they said they had basically they partied and gave gifts before they consummated the marriage. That's what his argument was, which is a valid argument. I'll say that, but the point is that yes, when you're dealing with marriage, usually how it would be done is you would have you would give gifts. You would usually have a week or 2 week party, okay, a little celebration where the family of the woman that's being married and the family of the man, they will come together and have a party for usually a week or 2 weeks. All right, hey, back then we used to be very wealthy as a nation. All right, but now we're under the curses today, so this is why, Jay can't even afford to have a damn day party, man. All right, leave alone 2 weeks. But anyway, anyway, as I was saying, but I gotta laugh at this, man. All right, the guy was on there talking about, oh, you gotta read the full chapter to get the understanding. Which, in a way, I'm not gonna make fun of him because I do agree. Just like a few honorable mentions will be Isaiah the 14th chapter. Because if you read the one verse that says, Lucifer, how have thou fallen from heaven? They're gonna say, see, it's talking about Satan. It's talking about Satan. It's not talking about no Satan. It's talking about the fall of America, man. How do you know that? Because you have to read the full chapter. So Andrew Ashby was correct in a way, but he's also wrong. All right, so I can agree with him. Sometimes it's good to read the full chapter to get the full understanding, but it's not always important to do so. Okay? For example, Genesis 24 and 67. All right? Or, as I said, Salakia, I might be wrong with that, but I believe that's what it is. Okay? When you read about, as I was saying earlier, Genesis 24 and 67, you don't need to read the full chapter to get the understanding of the verse that we're going into. Okay? Anyway, the name of this lesson is going to be American Marriage is a Trap to Men. And it's true, it is. Okay? Because what marriage is over here in the West is they've deceived the whole world to believe in their lies. As the scripture have said, it was at Revelation, the 20th chapter. All right? That this devil, which the devil is a so-called white man, it says he shall be loosened for a little season, and he shall go out and basically weaken the nations, man, and to deceive the nations, and he has done so, man, for hundreds of years. All right, but that's a whole other topic, so I'm not even gonna attempt to get into that right now. But anyway, which we're gonna get some scriptures in a moment. But the point is, man, the way marriage is set up here in the West, this is total blasphemy of the scriptures, man. In many ways, shapes, and forms, man. For example, over here, they'll have you think that you have to go before a governor or something into the state to ask for a license that gives you permission to so-called marry somebody. That is pure blasphemy. and totally against the scriptures. Alright, but they have it all set up this way to cause problems, man. Alright, which, I want to start off with this. I want to go to Google. I typed in the word marriage, which I know we're going to get a false definition of the word, but that's why I typed it in, so I could show you the American definition of the word. Okay? So I looked up marriage. I'm not going to read the top part there. I'm going to go down to the thing that says people also ask. It says, what is the definition of being married? It says, our definition of marriage, a formal union. Marriage is a social and legal contract between two individuals that unites their lives legally, economically, and emotionally. Being married also gives legitimacy to sexual relations within the marriage. Okay, that was updated, basically written on Google on May 1st, 2018. Alright, let me just look at a few. Alright, now this is a good one. Alright, because we know it is this devil, which the devil is the so-called white man. Alright, but he got everything set up backwards to cause problems, man. Alright, but this is the definition that was read under what I was reading, just a few down. It says this is, searches that most people usually do. That's what it pops up here on the thing. Alright, it says, what does marriage legally mean? So I'm going to click on this and get the definition. Definition of marriage. Marriage is the legal union of two people who are joined together after they obtain a marriage license from their state and take part in a ceremony. In some states, couples have become legally married without license or a ceremony. Yeah, but the point is that, which damn, damn, I could get many more things there for definitions, but I'm not going to do that. Let me just check the video time. Looks like we're doing good. I got around 20 minutes. Well, actually less than that. I want to say around 10 minutes. But anyway, we can breeze right through the scriptures, man. All right, because, the scriptures are clear. Okay? One thing I really wanted to focus on, which I might have to do a part 2 to this lesson in maybe tomorrow or so. We'll see. But the point is that what they allow women to do, right? So let's say you get into a relationship with a man, you so-called marry that man, and it doesn't go too well. Well, the woman could go whine to the government and say, well, this man doesn't treat me well, or, so on and so forth. And the judge could say, or whoever she went to could say that, okay, well, we'll allow you guys to get a divorce, all right? And you could take half of what this man owns. And if you have children with the man, well, you can put him on child support, which is totally a wicked invention, man. All right, everything that this devil, which once again, the devil is a so-called white race, okay, Esau, the Edomites. All right, everything that this devil has come up with is totally unjust, unfair, wicked, and, how many other words could I use to describe it, man? All right, but according to the Holy Scriptures, because this man claims to be a God-fearing man, that's why it says on the back of your dollar bill, "In God we trust," right? So-called, because that God is actually the Satan. Okay? Or as they call him, Lucifer. Which, the white man's really the real Lucifer. But then again, really, the Lord is, Yahushua, people call Jesus is the real Lucifer, because the word Lucifer means light bearer. Okay? Or anointed one, whatever you want to say. Okay? So, really, Yahushua is that real Lucifer. Alright, they're just using those meanings to trick your brain, okay? But, anyway, I'll digress from that. Alright? But anyway, as I was saying, they'll allow a woman to divorce a man, which is totally wicked, man. And we're going to get the scriptures, okay? Matter of fact, I actually want to start at Genesis, because they have some scriptures written down right here for a proper understanding. Alright, because another thing, which women think that, for example, if their husband tells them what to do, then, that's a no-no because you're two separate individuals. Well, that's not in the scriptures. This is some of the first pages of the scriptures, Genesis chapter 3 and verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. In thy conception and sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be unto thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Right. So, and another thing, which as we just read that scripture, the reason why a woman, a human being woman that is, alright, not a female animal, but anyway, a human being woman, alright, human being female, when she gives birth to a child, right, she always has to go through much pains, man. Now, why is that? Which that proves the scriptures are true, because no other animal on the face of the earth goes through the amount of pain as a human goes through when they give birth to life, so to speak, man. All right, a cow doesn't go through that. A horse, a pig, so on and so forth. A dog, they don't have to suffer the amount of pain that a human being, woman or female, whatever word you like to use, has to go through, man. Why is that? Because the Lord put it on a woman, and that goes for every woman: the Israelite woman, the Edomite woman, the Moabite woman, and so forth and so on. All right. All the human race was affected with that, man. Why? Because Adam and Eve went off. Which, here's a fun fact, and when you read the scriptures, a woman was the reason why we all went off and have to die. That's why the scriptures say, by the woman we all die, nearly paraphrasing the scripture. Alright? And now also here in America, man, alright, let's say you are so-called married, alright? Most of the time, the woman is the one who's leading the household, alright? And it's done by design on that way, okay? Because if a man, for example, if a man tries to go out and get with another female, while he's with another female, or I guess we could say his wife, then he'll be looked at as a cheater. And in some states, let's say a man marries two women, he could be locked up in a jail cell for that, which is totally pure wickedness and evil. Whoever comes up with that should certainly be put to death, and there will be. Okay? If you get, emotional with me saying that, then hey, may the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai bring death to you and your family. Alright? For coming against these scriptures. Alright? It's truth. Let me go ahead and get a few more precepts. Which, as I said, I might have to split this up into a separate lesson as well, some of the scriptures, because there's way too much to even get into. Okay. This is the book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 2. Alright, listen to this. For the woman which have an husband is bound by the law to her husband, as long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. So then, if, while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law. So she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Right, okay, because the way it works is really every woman out here that claims to be married to a man, in the eyes of the Most High God, you people call Jesus Christ, you are not married. Because the first man that was your husband was the first man you ever laid down with, according to the Holy Scriptures. Alright, according to this devil, they'll have you believe otherwise, but according to the Scriptures, you people call Jesus Christ, alright, that's what it is. Okay, so if you're not with the first man you ever slept with, well then you're committing adultery. Okay? Now once again, of course, the way they got the world set up today, usually you never hear a story where the woman's with the same man as she met, let's say, in high school or something like that. You're never going to hear that. Why? Because the society is set up in a way to cause these problems, man. That's why most women are waiting till they're around, I want to say 26, 30 years old. Some women even 40, man. Alright? And they're still not married, man, which I know many of them. I mean, I could think of plenty of examples of people I know, man. All right, but I mean, it just this is what I mean, man. This is why the Lord said that this is why the Lord called this generation a wicked and adulterous generation. Why? Because you people don't even know what marriage is. Okay, you people don't know what marriage is, man. All right, marriage. First of all, marriage doesn't have anything to do with a man getting down on his knee and asking a woman if she will marry him. According to the scriptures, a woman gets no choice who she marries. And now somebody's gonna act like, oh well, that's not fair. That's abuse. Hey, well, you know who says so? Says so the Most High. So if you got a problem with that, hey, no, the Lord's not dealing with you, man. But once again, we don't go around, teaching guys to just take a woman by force. Even though according to the scriptures you could do that, it's certainly okay. It says so the Most High. But hey, but you're not gonna be stupid and go out there and do that, man. Obviously, go and get it to go do that. All right. I mean, an honorable mention was that Genesis 19th chapter. I always bring this up because these guys never want to address this. All right, in Genesis 19. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and even read that scripture. All right, let's read that scripture. You find the. I know it got to be here. Yeah, here it is. Genesis chapter 19. And I want to start at 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not do so wickedly. Yeah, now he's talking to a bunch of homosexuals, basically a group of 20 homosexuals that came to his house. Because remember, he was still in Sodom before it was destroyed. So they came to his house, and they were like, let us sleep with those tall men that were there, they were the angels, which you would know that if you read the full chapter. But you're going to see what he was offered them. Okay? Now I want you to tell me, did these women have a choice if these men could rape them? Okay? Now let's not deal with emotions. Let's read the scripture. Let's read the Holy Scripture. Genesis 19 and 8. Okay? Well, actually, I'll start at 7. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Yeah, because they wanted to sleep with the men. But here's what he said. Behold, now I have 2 daughters, which have not known men. Let me, I pray you, bring them out to you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore come they under the shadow of my roof. Right, now my question would be, he said that he will bring them out, and they told to the men, do to them that you whatever you see fit in your own eyes. So, let's say maybe, well, let's use this example. The point is, did his daughters, have a choice if they were gonna, be given to those men to do what they wanted to do with? No, they did not. So that's one plain example that a woman has no choice in who she's given to in marriage. Alright? Which, a follow-up of that would, of course, be, which we all should know this by heart as well, Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, which I'm not going to get that for the sake of the video. Let me just check the video time real quick. Alright, this video got to end in just like a second here. But yeah, I'll certainly do a part 2 to this. Yeah, man, but, anyway, this American system, this American marriage is set up to be against the men. Okay, but anyway, with that being said, I want to say all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. With that being said, I'll see you fellow Akim around in the next video. And, yeah, make sure you see part 2 of this for, a true understanding of the subject. With that being said, I want to say shalom.